there's no one clear trajectory that you can go forward. You can zigzag, you can pause for a minute, you can even go down, come back up. And the point is take advantage of every opportunity
Mhm.
that you're given. If you fail, it's okay. If you don't like it, that's fine. At least you've tried it.
I find it challenging to balance the demands of family and career. How did you navigate those tensions in your own career, and what has shifted over time?
Sure. So I would have to say, no matter what you do, you really have to have the work-life balance. Make sure you're spending time with your family and friends. It's easy to say, "Oh, I want to focus on this work," but kids grow very fast. And at the end of the day, these are the memories and the bonds of your family and friends. So I would say that it shifted when my kids were young. I actually, did a lot less research. I really wanted to be with them. And then as they got a little bit older and more independent, um, I dove back into more of the academic work.
Yeah, if you look at a particular time, it may be very hard. But if you look through your whole career, then maybe you can achieve all those things. It's just not at all at the same time. So you will be rewarded so many research grants. What do you see as the biggest benefits and the challenge of being a clinical researcher? And what advice would you give to radiologists interested in applying for research grants?
Sure. So I would say that right now we're in a
Mhm.
climate where it's hard to do research. So I have this basic rule. If you're applying for a grant or writing a paper, the most basic question is it a good question? That
Mhm.
research you want to do, the paper you want to do, will
Mhm.
it have an impact? I think once you have that, and that's the hard part to figure out. And also, given the current NH climate, we certainly are encouraging our colleagues to apply for industry grants or some philanthropy grants that, such as RSNA and other societies that offer them.
That's awesome. So you are also served as the first female editor of Radiology. We're so proud of you. So for those who are interested in editorial work, what are the most important lessons you learned on your way to this role?
I would have to say that the hardest lesson is that it just takes learning a skill set to learn how to critically analyze a
Mhm.
paper. I
Mhm.
think doing enough time so that you get good at it. But I
Mhm.
also think it's also an opportunity to promote yourself. So if you like it, go to the editor and say, I'd really like to be involved. Whether it's social media, providing articles, or to write educational papers, or so forth. A lot of work that most journals do is solicited, meaning that if you're interested,
Mhm.
let us know and we'll try to carve something out. Because if you want to do something, it gets done.
Mhm. That's awesome. I actually really love what you said about just try to get opportunities for yourself. If you're interested in something, just try to advocate for your idea. We're also leading the AI efforts at NYU right now. NYU has collaborated with Facebook, now Meta, on several AI projects, such as the Fast MRI project. What do you see are the pros and the cons of collaborating with those big tech companies for healthcare AI?
Well, I would have to say that the biggest con is to make sure that the patient privacy is protected and that the data sharing is really and secure in this era we're worried about cybersecurity. But
Mhm.
aside from that, there are many, many benefits. I think to scale up AI, we need to partner with these big vendors. I think right now it's so expensive to really
Mhm.
scale up these technologies and to have partners at the table that we do need um, to really try to engage them. And they have lots of experience. So they actually teach us a lot and teach us how to do research efficiently.
Yeah, as you mentioned, we can collaborate with those big tech companies. Some practice also build their own AI platforms. Also, many practice use those commercially available AI tools. So, from your perspective, how should the practice best leverage those AI resources when the choices start actually feel overwhelming nowadays?
Yes, so I think it comes back where each practice or each academic center really sort of needs to evaluate What are the top two or three priorities? I'll tell you, in our department, we're actually focusing a lot on two things. One is using AI to help us decrease scan time,
Mhm.
be able to scan faster post processing for CT and MR. And those are, the exams where we tend to generate a lot of revenue. We're also using it to be able to track patients so they come back in time for their follow exams. But the
Mhm.
biggest thing I think is engaging the patients. Now there are many ways to dictate your reports. You can have them as patient-friendly summaries or using AI to even help generate some of the reports, decrease errors. We're actually trying with some success video reports to patients. They really like that. And things that were so hard, translating our reports to different languages or to different reading levels, all of that now, we can really reach out to patients and sort of show them why the imaging test is important, what the next step in their pathway are, so that they feel that the radiologist is really an important part of their care.
I feel like you touched the two very important area. One is how to make our work more efficient. Second is put the patient first. That's like the Amazon model. If you put your customer first, always think about how to make your customer's life easier, make them understanding the care they are getting, then you are more likely to have patients that want to come back. So, what do you see at the future landscape of radiology, and how should the younger generation radiologists prepare to adapt and thrive in the years ahead, in your opinion?
Well, I would have to say that certainly we are in a thriving field.
Mhm.
Right now, I really have to say, so many of my colleagues, whether in private practice or in academic, we get to reinvent ourselves, you
Mhm.
know, very frequently. You learn new tools, you learn to be different practice. I've been really impressed to see some of my colleagues that have decided to go hybrid and they've been able to do other jobs on the side. Now with so much of being able to work from home, a few of my colleagues told me there's no retirement age. You could continue to work 1 or 2 days and as you please. So I would tell the younger generation that yes, it's challenging. There's lots of information we have to learn in a short period of time. And I hope people have seen that AI is not a threat. And more importantly, what a central role radiology plays in the management of patients. We are the ones that are really making those accurate diagnoses so that we can figure out how to treat the patients.
So I think for us to see the importance of our work, as you said, was then that can make us feel like our job is more fulfilling. If you could go back in time, what one piece of advice or guiding principle you would give to your younger self?
Hmm, that's a good question. I would say, life is about learning and growing. So I think all of us learn from mistakes that we make. And so own it, learn from it, and move on. And don't obsess about it because everyone else has forgotten that mistake.
That's actually super, super helpful for us to be able to just learn and grow and be the better version of ourselves.